I'm going to attempt to beat Pokemon Legends Arceus using only shiny Pokemon. And I already know what you're thinking. Isn't shiny hunting like super easy in Legends Arceus? What's so challenging about that? Well, that's why I'm adding a little bit of spice to this playthrough. We'll be locked in each of the 5 areas of the game, unable to progress until we find a shiny in each. To make up a final member of our team, we'll venture through each area one after another until that final member finally shines. Then, to round off this challenge, we'll be taking on the most difficult battle in the game, putting our little party of misfits through the ultimate challenge. Will they rise above to defeat the literal devil of Pokemon, or will they crumble faster than simps over Cynthia? The results may surprise you. But before we get into things, if you go on to enjoy today's video, please consider hitting the like button and dropping a sub. We're trying to hit 75 subs before the end of the year. Now, let's get into the challenge. Our journey begins with us waking up on the beach, and a group of strange creatures looming over us, like some sort of weird creepy scene from The Ring, at which point a cool dude with a super sweet bobble hat approaches me and informs me that I fell from a literal rift in the sky. That seems like a terrible distance, but I'm hardly an expert on the subject. His 3 gremlins then escape, and it's my job to round them up. Unfortunately, the starters are shiny locked in this game, meaning I'll have to play through a little bit more story before I can begin my first hunt. Lavington then brings me back to Jubilife, where we meet Akari. She's kind of like a rival in this game, I think. I'm not really too sure. I kind of skipped over all of her dialogue. She did teach us the most important lesson in this game, however. After a ton of tutorials and 1 alpha cricket tune later, we're gifted a magical deer, and we're finally able to begin our first hunt. And it doesn't take long at all for our first shiny to show up. Dude, I wish I had the extra expense that I could... What did I say, man? With Lemon Drop added to the party, we beat up a Glaceon, take on a giant angry axe murderer, and bring a swift end to the fieldlands. Meaning, it was time for the bog. The bog is one of my least favourite places to hunt in any Pokemon game. With its river I always seem to drown in, increasing number of alphas, and incredibly beefy mons, which is why I was incredibly thankful it was one of my fastest hunts ever. Thankfully, this area of the game doesn't immediately force you into any sections of the story, so with Ursaluna adding little to no shiny hunting value, I hopped straight into the hunt. And at a whopping 1 hour and 20 minutes into the stream, this happened. You're kidding me! Also, I need to be quick because this STD is about to freaking appear. Dude, what shines? Oh, I'm so worried I'm not going to find it before the STD appears. Some of you guys heard that too, right? Dude, is it a freaking Bidoof? It's a Yanma, you think? I mean, I'd be so down with the Yanma. You freaking butthead, man. Regardless, Brina was added to the team in record time, allowing me to wrap up the rest of the story for the area. Beating up some hooligans, gaining Ursaluna's trust, saving Arezu from tripping, and getting wrecked by the enraged hooligan. I limp my way back to Jubilife, where Commander Silene grants us permission to move on to the next area in the game. From one of the most despised areas in Pokemon history, it's one of my all-time favourites. The coastlands is a wonderfully vibrant area of the game, with some amazing shinies to boot. But before we could dive into any shiny hunting, I needed to finish up some story. You see, big surprise to no one, the coastland is filled with water. We don't like water. So, instead, we need to gather some food to summon a big fish, to recruit to our roster of magical summonable animals. After some fish food, Basculegion agrees to join the team, after which we can begin our hunt. And yet again, we weren't waiting long before they showed up. Oh, what? No way. Game. No. Don't you dare do that. We did not just go 3 for 3 in terms of shinies, dude. Okay. Where are you? Where are you? Sebastian came back, bro! With Cherry added to our team, we're now halfway through the shiny challenge. Next, we take ourselves over to the volcano to see what's going on. After Lemon Drop kicked some butt, Growlithe totally powers up and goes Super Saiyan. And as no one is apparently capable in this region, it's down to me to save the day. After totally not getting Majin Vegeta'd,
I will send you to Jesus.
I throw some bombs at the Arcanine's face, and he turns back to a good boy. I swiftly take myself back to Jubilife, and to take on the next part of the challenge. Next up, we meet Ingo, the best half of the best duo. From the best generation of Pokemon, not biased. At which point I'm really confronted with the fact that this hole in the sky is just tearing lives apart. Anyway, Ingo very kindly guides us through the highlands, helping us avoid certain death at the hands of an alpha Crobat, but then proceeds to attempt to murder me and steal all my shinies. After defeating him, he gives me a tall Sneasel, and I can begin my 4th shiny hunt. Now, unfortunately due to Twitch being
Twitch, we had to cut stream short, and this was the first stream that we couldn't find a shiny in the same night as we started the hunt. However, we did find a shiny 1 hour and 30 minutes into the next stream. What? Korg was promptly added to the team. We dump all over Melly, and it's time to beat up the Voltorb, who really does pull Imagine Vegeta.
I hear my ancestors crying.
After we quell the bulky balls, we head back to Jubilife, knowing that there's only one area left to conquer. Awakening one final time, we strut our way over to Kamado's office to receive our orders for the final area of the game, the Barren Icelands. Home to many amazing shinies, ones that could be extremely beneficial to our team in fact. Oh, and a terrifying ice beast, but I'll get around to that later on. Kamado gives us our briefing, sending us out to the most treacherous area in Hisui, to which Lavington proves he's literally the only character who gives a frick about this child's safety, and raises some very valid concerns. But with the world's fate and balance, I brush off my responsibilities in order to hunt for some different coloured pixels. And keeping in theme with the hunts previously, this was also another extremely quick shiny.
Man. It's... What was it? What is my luck with this game? My full art shiny luck's been insane, man. It has to be a Bergmite, right? Is it you? It is you, isn't it? It is you!
Shiny Bruce was promptly added to the team, before I'm forced to participate in the world's worst game of hide and seek. Upon entering the Snowpoint Temple, this little twerp ambushes me, and then once again outside with Braviary. But upon her defeat, she awards us with the noble Pokemon that should help me prevent dying from fall damage.
Different locations in the world. I love it, man. Oh my god, I'm gonna die!
After healing my team, I talk to the weirdo with the creepily well-kept chest hair, before Shiny Bruce's big brother comes out to play. I save the day one final time, return back to Jubilife to get some well-deserved rest. But wait, this playthrough isn't finished yet. You can tell because the big rift in the sky hasn't disappeared yet. Apparently Kamado's super sus of the child that fell from the sky all of a sudden, and now orders my exile. Oh yeah, and the sky's all weird now. But this actually works in my favour, as now I get to do my final shiny hunt in this super unique state of the game. After everyone refuses to grant me refuge, because of politics, Folo offers to take me back to the secret retreat. I'm sure there's no alternative motive there. Regardless, here we meet Kogita, who, to be honest, doesn't really seem all that interested in my shinies, or anything else really for that matter, but she lets me stay at her place. So, crucially that means I can begin my final shiny hunt. And naturally in keeping with my luck, because all my previous hunts were super quick, my final member took the longest to find. And by a lot. I wish I could say after 14 hours of hunting it was a super awesome shiny, but... Luxio caught, that's the team. It was a bit of an anticlimactic way to find it, right, as well? We can just kind of run into it, and there it was. Regardless, after this hunt was cleared up, we go around the region, participating in Taskmasters, hosted by the Lake Trio, Screwazov by the way, before they reward us with the items necessary to craft the red chain. We then charge our way up Mount Coronet, whip Kamado's butt, and attempt to catch Dialga 3 times. Once due to me not reading, twice because of critical hit, and we successfully caught it in our 3rd attempt. Upon saving the day, yet again, Palkia decides it hasn't received enough attention, and throws a big tantrum. Me and the Scooby gang are then forced to craft a super cool Pokeball, which I really hope they bring into future games, which we then use to put Palkia in the naughty corner, and roll credits. But this story isn't over yet.